So ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa had called it a difficult start to his local government election campaign yesterday. He received a less than warm welcome in Naledi. That's where residents confronted him about the persistent power cuts in that area, which is known actually to be an ANC stronghold region. In the background, the ANC's electoral committee, led by former President Kgalema Motlanthe, has apparently also presented a hard-hitting report to the NEC, identifying divisions among the CR17 and radical economic transformation formations. According to News 24, that report actually shows that factionalism is a major factor in disputes about alleged manipulation of the selection of candidates around the country. Let's make sense of these developments now. Bring in political analyst Xolani Dube, who joins us via our video link. And Bob Dube, it's always great chatting to you. Thanks so much for making time for us here on Newzroom Afrika. Let's start with issues pertaining to the president and the campaign trail. I'm sure you must have been watching yesterday the rolling coverage around his arrival in Naledi. What do you make of his disposition? Do you reckon he's struck the right course?
Look, I don't think that they have any selling proposition now. And his hissing sound is void of reality, because people of South Africa, they fully understand now who he is. He's a naked man. The people in Alexandra can tell you. He went there, he promised about 1 million houses. As we speak, nothing is happening. He did the same thing yesterday. He promised people about 1 million houses in Soweto. And so I think the man has been exposed that he's full of promises, but he's void of delivering those promises. And moreover, what is there, we thought that his devil's blessings, because that's what he's crowned with, the Phoenix issue, the issue of the current mayor of Johannesburg, and also the other issue of COVID that he can use to spin to his favor. I think he's failing as well. And so he's a man, as I said, although he's blessed with devil's blessings because of the tragedies that are out there, but he's failing to use those tragedies to garner support. And also the promises that he has made to South Africans, everyone knows that we can't trust him anymore. And so I think he is a naked man that cannot be trusted by anyone.
Interesting. Let's be frank, though. This is not the first time that we've dealt with an ANC that's electioneering on the back of unfulfilled promises. What, if anything, do we have to show that this time things are different, if we do believe that their electorate is going to respond differently this time around?
Look, I think the South African natives now are no longer gullible, are no longer vulnerable. They fully comprehend that the ANC is no longer an organization that can take them into the promised land. Why I am saying that? The president of this organization, on the 20th of August 2020, he penned a letter, an open letter. He warned us, as South Africans, as well as the people in the world, that he is leading an organization that is full of scavengers. He's leading an organization that is infested by the alleged criminals who are accused number one when it comes to corruption in South Africa. It's not only him. And also, Joel Netshitenzhe, he told us that ANC is infested with scoundrels. And also as well, Kgalema Motlanthe is telling us now that ANC is full of thugs, of criminals, of gangsters. And former President Thabo Mbeki, he told us that ANC is being led by Imgodoi, you know. And so now, every South Africans and people in the world, they understand that the former leaders of these organizations have washed their hands, and they are confirming that ANC is no longer an organization that we, as the people of the world, can trust. Because it's an organization full of scoundrels, organization full of gangsters, of thugs, of Imigodoi. And so what can we really expect from such an organization? And so I think that people won't really anymore trust this organization, and they're not going to vote for it. Maybe it is the end of the ANC.
Sure. You've mentioned remarks from Kgalema Motlanthe. He's released a report, according to News 24, in his capacity as leader of the ANC's electoral committee. And we know they need to do some groundwork, if you like, in the lead up to the elections. Part of what that report says is that a lot of the discord we're seeing is centered around factionalism that runs all the way from grassroots levels in the wards and is led by senior members right at the top. I don't know about you, but when I read that, I thought to myself, well, many people are going to imagine this as saying water is wet. In other words, duh.
Look, I think ANC, as Mcebisi, Jonas once said, is a dead donkey. You know, it can't be resuscitated anymore. But the sad part is that this dead donkey, it wants to take us along. I think the South Africans need to insulate themselves from this particular organization. And we've seen it yesterday. People are starting to insulate themselves. In Naledi, it was clear. In the Eastern Cape, it was clear that people are no longer trusting this organization. What is said in the Eastern Cape, the same organization use guns to protect itself from the people that they're supposed to put them into power. And so now, it is the ANC versus the people of South Africa. Wherever this president visits, there are protests. There is unhappiness. And so I don't think really that South Africans still regard the ANC as a people's organization. If ANC regards itself as a people's movement, I think it needs to go and consult and understand really what is happening between itself and the people of South Africa. But what is happening, I don't think is something that really will augur well for the future of this country. Hence, I am saying the South African, especially the South African natives, must start to insulate themselves from this particular organization that is being described as thugs, as full of gangsters, as Imgodoi by their own leaders.
Xolani Dube, loud and clear. Thanks very much indeed for your reflections, sir. We really do appreciate it.